Yo, what's good? Today we're getting into something that's been a game changer for many of our favorite artists. Rebranding. It's that time when a rapper switches lanes and keeps it pushing stronger than ever before. Throughout its history, hip-hop has seen countless phases, but perhaps one of the most intriguing things to watch is seeing musical acts make eye-opening changes to their image, style, name, or overall artistic direction to catch another wind in the game. Rebrandings don't happen too often, but man, when they do, they are memorable. Whether it's for personal growth, a need to connect with a different audience, or just straight-up artistic rebirth, rebranding has been the secret sauce behind some of hip-hop's biggest success stories. Before we recognize some of the absolute best ones, let's look at the criteria for this category. A solid rebranding can encompass various aspects such as name change. A sure-shot way to put the world on notice is to adopt a new professional stage name. Our scale tippers have all released music or have taken separate career paths under at least 2 different names. For this episode, we will be only including solo hip-hop artists. Marketing and promotion. A rebrand often involves changes in promotional strategies, such as how an artist is marketed, where their art is distributed, and how they get their new identity across. Our picks have done this in an effective way. Quality material. No matter the art form, producing high-quality work remains paramount. Impact. A successful rebranding will result in immediate and/or long-term benefits, like a sense of fulfillment, positive support from fans, and cultural influence, to call out a few. With that said, you gotta see the incredible narratives behind these epic makeovers. From names you know by heart to those you might just be discovering, we're here to showcase the power of self-reinvention. These artists have not only changed their own trajectories, but have influenced the course of hip-hop itself. So, sit back and relax as we unpack Kulture Scale's top 12 rebrandings, reinventions in hip-hop. Number 12. Madlib to Quasimodo. Let's talk about a low-key beast of the West Coast hip-hop scene, the one and only Quasimodo, better known as Madlib. This dude pulled off one of the slickest and most creative conversions the game has ever seen. First off, you gotta understand that Madlib, born Otis Jackson Jr., had already made a name for himself as a super producer and sought-after collaborator, but around the early 2000s, he decided it was time for a switch-up. Enter Quasimodo. Quasimodo wasn't just a stage name change. Madlib literally invented a whole alter ego, a cartoon character named Lord Quas. A blank expression creature with his own distinct voice and animated posture. Madlib was essentially becoming a character in his own story, a move that allowed him to push boundaries and explore new sonic territories without worrying about damaging his established reputation. Madlib's reinvention was like an audible middle finger to the mainstream, and fans loved it. In the end, Quasimodo served to be more than just a quirky side project. It was an intentional play that showcased Madlib's creativity, fearlessness, and his refusal to be boxed into any one-dimensional style. Number 11. T.I. to Tip Harris. If your ear has been to the streets, you know T.I. Tip Harris has had his share of organic transformations. From the young trap king of the South, straight out of Bankhead ATL, to the big screen featured music industry mogul, political ally, and all-around entrepreneur on the mic. When he first began in music, T.I. was forced to erase the P from his name because T.I.P. was already taken. But as of late, the superstar has restored the letter to embark on his most recent rebranding as comedian Tip Harris. This reinvention is unique in nature because he is totally changing professions. Tip may very well be the first high-profile hip-hop artist turned stand-up comedian. Renowned for his A-class lyrical skills and stern persona, T.I. stunned fans when he revealed his venture into comedy. The transition from rap royalty to aspiring comedian was no joke, and daring to say the least. Despite being booed and heckled a few times early on, he is not giving up, and that is commendable. While his punchlines and stage presence were strong areas of his music career, they translated surprisingly well into comedy. We salute T.I. for exposing his humorous side and unlocking any perceived shackles on his rap image. As Tip Harris the comedian, he is challenging expectations and broadening his career horizons, proving once again that he's a true trailblazer in the entertainment industry. But don't get it effed up, the king is still killing rap shows and flows at a steady rate. Number 10. Tupac to Machiavelli. Tupac Shakur had so many ideas cooking at the time of his tragic passing. It was evident that he planned ahead and was all about execution. Coming fresh off the multi-platinum All Eyes on Me Death Row double album, the top spot in hip-hop was not enough to relax this extremely focused, once-in-a-lifetime talent. Pac continued to press forward, making songs and shooting videos for what is now known as his fifth studio and posthumous album, The Don Killuminati, The 7-Day Theory. He wrote and recorded this project in 3 days under the alias Machiavelli. It took 4 more days to mix, master, and finish the album. The rebranding from Tupac to Machiavelli was inspired by the Italian philosopher and strategist Machiavelli, who famously explored the concept of faking one's death to deceive enemies. Before Pac died in September of 1996, the same year the album was made and released, he was visibly at odds with several figureheads in hip-hop. He used Don Killuminati to fuel those fires. The offering had a dark feel to it, but it also delivered ageless songs like Toss It Up and To Live and Die in L.A. The 7-Day Theory is his only album released under the alternative stage name Machiavelli, but it is unforgettable in terms of material and timing. Although he didn't get to maximize this persona fully, we can clearly see where Tupac was going with Machiavelli. Number 9. Mos Def to Yasin Bey. One of the dopest, most versatile artists ever to bless hip-hop is the mighty Mos Def, who later adopted the name Yasin Bey. Nevertheless, this documented transition is black on both sides. In his early days, Mos made waves ripping down song features and collaborating with peers within the industry. The Brooklynite dropped multiple albums as a soloist and partnered with fellow MC Talib Kweli to form Black Star, all under Mos Def. After years of success and acclaim, Mos felt it was time to retire his then famous moniker for a more suitable, significant one. In late 2011, the artist announced that he had legally switched his name to Yasin Bey and would rock on using it from that point forward. Although Yasin converted to the religion of Islam in his teenage years, he accepted ownership of his meaningful name later in life. His decision also signified a more mature stance in his artistic direction, aesthetically and sonically. Mos Def was already nothing to play with, but Yasin Bey is dead serious. He isn't just a rapper, he became a multidisciplinary artist, engaging mainly in music and social justice activism. His verses plunge into the complexities of uncomfortable topics, reflecting a heightened level of awareness. Yasin Bey's ability to push back against conformity and control his own destiny at a high level validates him as a cultural warrior. There is power in change, and he is a bright example of it for the hip-hop community and beyond. Number 8. Zev Love X to MF Doom. Check out the iconic transformation of the man who went by Zev Love X of KMD, aka the elusive MF Doom. This hip-hop lyricist didn't just evolve, he underwent a metamorphosis that left a lasting impression on the genre. Back in the day, Zev Love was part of the rap group KMD, known for their thought-provoking lyrics and socially conscious rhymes. Joints like Who Me, Nitty Gritty, and Peach Fuzz made a buzz for the young trio. But tragedy struck when Zev's brother and fellow KMD member, DJ Sub Rock, passed away. It was a pivotal moment that sparked the reimaging of Zev Love X into MF Doom. A main piece in his reinvention was the mask, a metal faceplate reminiscent of Marvel's Dr. Doom. It became the emblem of his new identity. Hiding his face from the world caused fever-pitch curiosity. And once he made the switch, Doom never broke out of character in public. He maintained anonymity for the most part, especially with surface-level fans and millennial hip-hop heads. In his mysterious image, MF toyed with a villainous persona, weaving intricate narratives that often revolved around satire and themes of anti-heroism. His offbeat style and cinematic sound were brilliant ways to embody the character-driven storytelling he would become more popular for. In the grand scheme of things, Doom's rebranding altered his career and boosted his status. Before his passing in 2020, he operated from the shadows, avoiding the limelight while developing a cult-like following. His unconventional impact is a testament to his abstract legacy. Number 7. Biggie Smalls to the notorious B.i.g. Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn brought up a city smart spitter who called himself Biggie Smalls when he first stepped onto the rap scene. His rookie exterior was rugged and raw. We're talking bubble goose and boots and beers and blunts all day, every day. Bangers like Party and BS and Supercat's Dolly My Baby remix captured Big's Fulton Street stages as a recording artist. Approaching the release of his first full-length album, Ready to Die, he and his team started to tweak his look. Led by Puff, the CEO of Bad Boy Records, Biggie's hoodlum appearance began to ease into a more polished one. He traded in his black hoodie for expensive Coogi sweaters and suits, and his Timbs turned into hard-bottom shoes. He looked more like Frank White, or better yet, Christopher Wallace, each time you saw him. By the time he reached his sophomore double album, Life After Death, Big Papa was the flyest champagne-toasting heavyweight in hip-hop. His reinvention was gradual and transparent, not just in wardrobe but in music and subject matter as well. Big's seamless evolution influenced the culture to follow his lead. There is no doubt that the notorious B.I.G. demonstrated how to shatter plus-size perceptions in his incredibly short and swagged-out journey. Number 6. Kanye West to Ye. This man is a one of one. He has made multiple paradigm shifts on several occasions. A true visionary revolutionary. Ye, a shortened biblical version of his birth name Kanye, represents a move towards minimalism and oneness. He explained his outlook on name preference in a 2018 interview. He said that Kanye means the only one, and Ye means you in the Bible. So from his perspective, Ye is you. Ye is a nickname he's used casually in the past, but in 2021, he made it official, legally changing his handle to Ye with no middle or last name. There's been no shortage of influential reinventions throughout his multifaceted career, but musically speaking, Ye's approach and sound has been modified almost each time he has dropped. With golden era hip-hop at the center of his creations, he isn't afraid to experiment outside comfort zones to make something original and fulfilling. But of course, Ye's renovations transcend music. His Yeezy brand, which plays a pivotal role in his business ventures, prominently features his new name and special taste. The brand has become synonymous with avant-garde clothing and footwear, flexing his ability to take over not just as an artist, but also as a fashion designer and entrepreneur. Number 5. Prince Rakeem to RZA. Prince Rakeem, who we all came to know as RZA, didn't just evolve, he manifested one of the most strategic and calculated rebrands of all time. Back in 1991, he was already a determined talent, dropping his solo debut track, Who I Love You Rakeem, but something profound happened in the early 90s which sowed the seeds for his transformation. He decided to mix his love for martial arts and spiritual philosophies with hip-hop, and the Wu-Tang Clan was born. This reinvention wasn't just about RZA though. It was about creating a Wu-Tang universe. Not only did he carry out a makeover for himself, he crafted a whole mythology around the Wu, with each member representing a different kung fu style. He dubbed himself the Abbot and became the clan's creative leader. His image changed too. He ditched the Prince Rakeem persona and started rocking Shaolin monk robes, urban apparel, spiked rings, and diamond-cut grills. But the real magic was in the music. RZA pioneered a groundbreaking production style, sampling soulful melodies and classic karate soundtracks. Bobby's unorthodox sound was a major factor in his rebranding. Long story short, RZA's career skyrocketed as time went on. His status as one of the greatest marketing geniuses and visionaries in the world is solidified. Number 4. CeeLo Green to Gnarls Barkley. The Abracadabra Act, performed by Dirty South staple CeeLo Green into one half of Gnarls Barkley, thrilled music lovers and generated new ones. Sugar Low, the Soul Machine, more commonly known for his solo projects and work with his hip-hop Hall of Fame group Goody Mob, decided to join forces with producer Danger Mouse to create something entirely different. Together they would set the stage for creative expression that defied categorization. Before collaborating with Danger, you could easily place CeeLo on the front line of super talented artists who reminded you of everything Atlanta. A dynamic rapper-singer who has all the tools to captivate any crowd, whether crooning or rhyming. But under Gnarls Barkley, Lo stretched and pulled in ways many did not foresee, and it was masterfully done. With Danger Mouse on production and songwriter CeeLo on vocals, the odd couple sold millions of records and are responsible for stadium tracks like Smiley Faces and Crazy. Needless to say, the choice to do the unfamiliar paid off tremendously for CeeLo Green. It ultimately allowed Lo to reinvent himself and challenge conventional notions of what a rap artist can achieve. Number 3. Snoop Dogg to Snoop Lion. Ever seen a dog morph into a lion? Well, hip-hop has, and this reinvention goes deeper than rap. After Snoop's 11th studio album documentary, countless guest appearances, and enormous universal success, the Long Beach, California icon pursued a Caribbean cleansing. The results would come in the form of a memorable makeover from Snoop Dogg to Snoop Lion. Since the start of his run, Dogg had been the king of West Coast street music, detailing the realities of gang culture and rap life, but after 20 years of it, the man wanted a break. In 2013, Snoop rebranded himself as Snoop Lion and released a reggae album and film entitled Reincarnated. This brave 360 was much more than just a departure from his sound. It reflected his personal growth and desire to promote more peace. It all began with a trip to Jamaica, where he immersed himself in the Rastafarian movement and made a cathartic connection with reggae vibes. In doing so, the Lion became a symbol of his newfound spirituality and commitment to spreading positive messages through his daily efforts. Snoop's head-to-toe rebirth was drastic. He went from G-Funk to dubplates, a straight perm, to locks, and from kicking violent raps to singing songs of unity. Only one thing remained consistent throughout his transformation: that good ganja. His 2015 album Bush marked the return of the name Snoop Dogg. The megastar was able to carry over valuables from his reincarnation into the next chapters of his life, both on and off the record. Number 2. Iceberg to Hitmaker. The plight of the artist, broadly recognized as Young Berg, needs to be thoroughly highlighted. In a what have you done lately industry that thrives on success and relevancy, Chicago's own Hitmaker, real name Christian Ward, has persevered through several situations virtually unscathed. As a teenage rapper called Iceberg, he was signed to DMX's Bloodline record label in 2001. A full album never came out with them, so he spent off to do his own thing, later dropping back-to-back smashes as Young Berg, entitled Sexy Lady and Sexy Can I, with Ray J. After plenty of radio play, extensive touring, and no other follow-up hits, Berg fell back for years. However, it was the re-emergence as producer Hitmaker that blasted his career out of here. Now his finger is currently on the pulse of music, orchestrating a chain of chart-topping playlist tunes and notable collaborations. Christian's journey from Iceberg to Hitmaker is a testament to hustle, resilience, and the grind that never stops. Dude faced an ample dose of drama and setbacks along the way, but he continued to pursue his passion, eventually becoming a hit-making machine and label exec with 100 million records sold and over 10 billion streams credited to him. And according to Hitmaker, he is just getting started, again. Number 1. Titty Boy to 2 Chainz. College Park ATL native Titty Boy created one of the illest level-ups in hip-hop history, hands down. Bro went from the tallest reserved rapper in the back of Luda's Disturbing the Peace crew, waiting for his turn to burn tracks, to one of the most visible rap stars in the whole culture. Tit initially garnered some attention as one half of the duo Play a Circle, alongside his partner Dollar, but the two split up after dropping a couple solid albums and a certified street anthem, Duffel Bag Boys. A good ear could hear Titty Boy's potential early on, but was his stage name stifling his takeoff more than anything? Whatever the case, Tit made a decision to rebrand himself, and that was a great move for his career. The choice to shed the moniker Titty Boy in favor of 2 Chainz was partly motivated by a hunger for broader commercial appeal. The alias Titty Boy carried certain connotations that may have limited his reach, while 2 Chainz exuded a sense of extravagance and style that would eventually become his trademark. As he set out on his new campaign, 2 Chainz' sound also underwent a significant upgrade. His witty wordplay, crisp pronunciation, and a knack for having catchy hooks catapulted him into mainstream rotation. After a crazy winning streak of guest appearances and trap hits of his own, all stamped with his signature name tag, 2 Chainz became a modern-day household name, celebrated for his charisma and authenticity. The pivot from Titty Boy to 2 Chainz was a vital shift that positioned him from relative obscurity to becoming one of hip-hop's go-to guys. It doesn't hurt to check boxes like fire music catalog, media personality, live performer, and nightclub killer. His professionalism, wisdom to adapt, innovate, and deliver firmly establishes 2 Chainz as having the best artist rebranding story ever. As we all know, the life of an entertainer can be a wild ride, full of ups and downs. These are the innovators, the risk-takers, and the visionaries who dare to rewrite the rules, redefine their identities, and reimagine the possibilities within this ever-evolving culture. Congratulations to you for staying relevant and taking your career to new heights. It is not an easy feat, and you've managed to do it with style. Rebranding can be an unpredictable dice roll in the rap game, but when it's done right, an artist can certainly come out on top. Check out some other heavy contenders for this category. Image-shifting chameleons like rap star turned pastor to now show host, Mace. JT the Bigger Figure to Fig Panamera. Sean Combs has had the most name changes in hip-hop history. The Genius to Jizza. Common Sense to Just Common. Young Capone to Dope Boy Raw. Gucci Mane had a legendary transformation. Nori has gone from super thug to reggaeton artist to podcast champion. Chris Lover to Ludacris. And Young Jeezy the Snowman to Jeezy the author, entrepreneur. Much thanks to you for watching another episode of Culture Scale. It means a lot to us. If you haven't already, hit the like button below and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. We've got plenty lined up for you. Also be sure to visit your #1 spot for the very best hip-hop, our website, culturescale.com, to check our highly recommended spotlight section, shop for new merch, and listen to custom-made mixes of all flavors. All you have to do is press play. That's culturescale.com with a K. Aight. Later.